Hey, it's the Lost Turtle here. Today we're in Watertown, Connecticut. And we are, you notice, I'm not with the Muscle Russell today. I'm with the Worm Snake. He don't have a YouTube channel. He's gonna write a book. And so we're not really doing an urbex kind of thing. We're doing more of a hiking thing. But where we're going is to the Leatherman Cave. And the Leatherman was a vagrant that was famous around these parts, and he started his journey back in 1857, and he walked a continuous 365-mile trail circle from the Connecticut River out towards Summers Way all the way to the Hudson River, and kept looping around it with precision. His if he walked by your house at 2:30, 32 days later he would walk by your house again at 2:30. He was called the Leatherman because all of his clothing, his jacket, his pants, his shoes, his hat, and his scarf were all handmade out of leather by him. And most of the story of him is conjecture because no one really knows about him. No one knows how he made his money, but he would go into town and go into shops. One shopkeeper kept a record of his spending, of what he bought, which was a loaf of bread, a pound of fancy crackers, a can of sardines, and I don't know what this actually is, but a gill of brandy.
Yeah, I see a blue marker.
And, oh, a blue marker.
On the rock.
Yeah. And a beer. They know that he was some kind of French because he spoke French, and he spoke broken England, but he mostly communicated through grunts and gestures. And if you asked him about his past, that was the end of the conversation. So he eventually died in 1889, which makes his continuous trek 32 years long. And the reason for his death was mouth cancer because he chewed tobacco. At one point, he was institutionalized in Connecticut, but he was diagnosed as being clinically sane, just suffering from some emotional trauma. And he was let go because he didn't want to stay and because he had money. And again, I don't know no one knows where he got his money. So they found him dead in New York, and they buried him in the Sparta Cemetery off of Route 9, and they put a headstone there. And the headstone said, Jules Bourglay died in 1889 of cancer, and he made a continuous 365-mile journey around New York and Connecticut, but later on there was debates about his name because nobody knew really what his name was. A Waterbury newspaper, the Waterbury Gazette, wrote a story where they named him Jules Bourglay. But then, after he died, they retracted his name in 3 different articles. So, we're going to go up there to one of the caves that he slept in and check it out. Whew. Man, this is quite a hike. I got up further. Here's the view. You can see more of it. Let me see. I'll go over his head. There you go. No one wants to see that ugly giant's head anyway.
Hey, watch it.
Except for Jimmy Fenton.
Who's that?
So, I zoomed up, so the camera's a little shakier than normal. But this here is a mushroom. I'm sure you knew that. It's kind of interesting one. And the shaman here, Mr. Shaman Wormsnake, future great author, wants to eat it. He thinks it'll help him with his book. I think it'll help him with Into the Grave. There it is, zoomed out. We went up there because we were following the blue markers like the dude at the place told us to. But then the GPS told us that we should have not turned off of this trail and kept going down here. So, guess where we're going? Down here. But, you know, it's all part of the explore. Sometimes you go the wrong way. And, oh, Marcel, Jennifer, look. Long pants in the woods. Please take note. It's a good way to avoid poison ivy. Like I was saying before, the Leatherman was buried in New York. And some professors from UConn decided to dig him up. They want to do some DNA work on him to see exactly where he was from. You know, clear up some of the confusion about the guy. And when they dug up his grave, all they found were some coffin nails. So, and they were going to expand Route 9. So, they moved him 25 yards deeper into the cemetery and buried him in a pine box instead of just in the ground like he was buried before. And they put a rock there with a plaque on it that said Leatherman, because they didn't want to put a name on there because they don't think his name was Jules Bourglay. So we're almost to the cave now, so we'll be checking that out. Well, here we are up on the top of the mountain, on the exact opposite side of the valley that we were before when I was filming the view. But this is nice. There's a nice breeze, which is really nice because I'm sweating. And so is the shaman here. See? You can tell he's a monk. He has no hair. Sorry.
Look at this.
Now, we're at a spot where I could do a nice panoramic view. This is breathtaking. Just the mountains, remnants of the, you know, distant relatives of the Appalachians. Not sure if we're in the Metacomet area or not. Haven't seen any of them little blue flowers that I've seen in the other ones, but who knows? Like I said before, I'm not a botanist. But wow, just amazing view. We should be right about on top of the cave now, so see you in a minute. Well, here we are. We're just about there, and of course you can see where the shaman is, Mr. Wormsnake, way up there. We have again, I have outdid myself in finding the most complicated way to get here, because if you look down here, there's a trail. So that's kind of nifty. But look at this. I think I hear people talking. I'm gonna come over here and whoa, that'd be great. Get down all that thing safely and break my leg on this little fall. I'm gonna come over here and we are going to cheer on the worm snake, because one of the reasons I wanted to bring him here is this guy walked across the country and back and then walked to freaking Georgia from Connecticut, so, and hitchhiked and caught buses and stuff. So I know he can make it.
Filming this
Yep.
embarrassing moment?
Embarrassing. I went through it. Embarrassing. If you make it down, you're a hero. Especially since there's a trail right there.
There's a trail?
Yeah. I think I know the way we're going out.
Okay.
The way we came, because we're morons.
Oh man, so we don't even have to go back up. Good.
All right, he made it out. He made it down alive. I knew he would.
I used shamanistic magic.
So, I'm believing, I could be wrong, so we're going to go up there and look further. But I'm believing that that may be the cave.
We gotta check each other for ticks.
Yeah. You're easy to find because you're wearing white. Always tick check. Not that I haven't said that before.
So where's the actual cave?
I'm thinking it's right in front of your face.
Oh shit. You gotta go in there?
Shaman with a potty mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, I probably will. But I'm going to stop first and take a breather.
I thought the entrance was over there.
Well, we just ran into some amateur geologists and they showed us where the cave was.
Oh, nice.
So now we're going to go inside. And while we're in here, tell you the last little bit of information about the Leatherman. What amazingly about him is he did this cycle, 365 mile cycle, non-stop. And in the wintertime, and blizzards and ice storms and everything. And although some townsfolk would say that it looked like he had frostbite on his face, remarkably, he never, ever lost any finger or toes, which was pretty common to most vagabonds in his time. They said he would light fires in the cave to keep warm, probably using the rocks to help reflect the heat back onto him. So the guy was pretty smart. This is crazy. Wow. Whew. Hey, there's some graffiti. Cave paintings. So, now, I am going to leave my calling card, or my calling cards, and I will put them right here for the whole world to see. Anybody finds it, and you know where to look for this video. Ugh, tight squeeze. Whew.
Isn't that reddish?
Wow. This is really cool. This is really cool. Oh, I'm gonna have a fun time watching these videos when I do the editing. I know this isn't typical urbex, but it was definitely a cool story. And when I get to the slideshow version portion, I have pictures of the Leatherman, and I have the picture of his original grave. I have the picture of the replacement grave, so you get to see that too. Well, look at this. We found a fixer-upper. You like Jeeps? Like off-roading? Well, this Jeep is way off the road. Looks like someone took the stereo. Got the e-brake on. The Budweiser in the back. Maybe they were drinking and driving. Oh, probably between them two trees right there. And then got stuck. I love it. Here's a little bit on the urbex side for you. Cherokee Chief. Oh, there's bullet holes. Whew. The 4x4.
Nature's gonna reclaim this truck.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Someone took the doorknob off. Yep, she ain't opening. Look, you could tell the age it has with the windows. Look at, remember the air vent windows? You don't see them anymore. Wow. Beautiful. Look at the frog. See the frog? Froggy frog. Well, back in the car. That was the Leatherman Cave. And just another fun fact. The band Pearl Jam, if you're into that kind of music, they made an album called Yield, and on one of their singles, the B-side, they had a song about the Leatherman. So maybe you might, after watching this video, you might want to search that in YouTube and see if they made a video for it or something, or you could hear the song maybe. Might be interesting. I think I might do it later. Anyway, you know the routine, and it's a big wide world out there. So get off your ass and explore everything.